or you're connected to a veteran or service personnel in any way, shape or form, this video is going to be for you for some sort of maybe helpful gift ideas you can get them this season. Let's get amongst it. So you will see all these different items out in front of you, and the first one we're going to be talking about today is a flask. This one is by Yeti. You don't need to go down these specific makes that I'm going to show you, but I've had multiple flasks from just leaving it on my backside, losing them and all the rest of it, and I've went for Yeti because it's more expensive, so it's forcing me to take better care of it, and plus it is really decent. I've made brews in this, like at 07 the morning before leaving the house, and it's still quite warm at like 1100, and I've been using it quite a lot actually recently over the last couple of weeks when we've been doing quite a lot of range work. For myself then, in the role that I am in here currently now as an instructor, I can put this into my ammo pouch. But whenever you're away from a training establishment, quite clearly ammo pouches are for ammunition. But that's what the key factor I'm trying to make out there is, if you're going to buy one of these for anyone this Christmas, ensure you're sticking to about that size, because they need to be, specifically if they are service personnel still serving, they need to be able to put it away in their kit and equipment, in around everything else that they're carrying on their back. And I would say as well, even if it's for a veteran, that size is still quite good. You don't want anything bigger than that, because maybe if they're even in their trades, or if they're driving to work in a van or wherever it may, it's still quite sort of, you can plot that in the side of a car or a van, or if they're indeed out hill walking, all the rest of it, if they still keep in touch with that kind of stuff, this can be tucked away in a day sack and not be annoying. Right, what you will notice here if you are a coffee drinker is I do not have an AeroPress. I did have an AeroPress, and anyone who doesn't know what an AeroPress is, Google it. But it's basically like this tube where you push it down and it filters your coffee. The problem with the AeroPress is there's a lot of moving parts in it, inside it. They're plasticky. It just can be quite cumbersome to clean all that out whenever you're in the field. Also, your little cotton pads that you're using to filter the coffee, they're cotton, so you need to be on top of making sure they're waterproofed, and if you're like on exercise in the winter, and you'll know the rest of it, specifically in the UK, which is wet, that can just be quite difficult to do that. And if you invested everything into that system and it gets wet, all your cotton buds, well then it's completely US, and they're just carrying stupid bits of plastic for zero reason. This is why I've jumped onto these kind of things. This is no make. I can't remember where I got this. It's either got it from like B&M, that's the shop here in the UK, or Amazon. Really inexpensive. I think it's like 10 quid or something like that there. But it's just completely metal device. And people are now probably going to be screaming in the comment section, look at it, look at the shine off it, why things are saying shape shine. If anyone's getting that close to me when I'm making a brew, well, crack on. I deserve to get one in between the eyes. But I have no intentions of sniper taping this whatsoever, because I'll be buried deep inside my shell scrape, no one will see me. But this is complete metal design, so it's quite robust. It's completely waterproof, so I don't need to worry about that, and it's very easy to clean afterwards. So you just drop your ground coffee in the top of it with your boiling water, obviously, drop it on, let it brew for a bit, and then plunge it down, pour it in. You've got your coffee, just pour a little bit of water in, swirl it out and throw it out, and you're good to go. And then you would do more and then just a bit of a battle clean. You clean it a bit more rigorously whenever you come back in off your exercise and stuff. So that's done me well. I've had me a couple of years now. I'm using that daily in the house as we speak now, as well as on sort of them longer sort of exercises, because I just love them. I love coffee. Instant coffee is like bleh, filter coffee all the way. Right, next thing then. Now this got introduced to me by someone else, staying in the line with that, and being all metal design. This is called a mocha pot. So any of you who are coffee drinkers currently out now in the army, you need to get one of these. These are absolutely epic, especially if you like really strong coffee. So complete metal design, 3 parts of it, so very easy to keep clean, even when you're out in the field, as well as when you're back in your barracks or in the home. But all you're going to do is the little top of the bottom is you'll fill that with water. That's where all your water is going to go up. And what you will notice is this is an espresso kind of really strong coffee, not your sort of you're not filling a full flask with these. Water up to there. Your ground coffee, so it has to be ground coffee, in here, and you pack it up to the top. You're not packing it down, just so it's nice sort of soft. We'll go into a different lesson on coffee, because I'm an absolute pest when it comes to coffee. Anyway, coffee goes into there, and then we simply just drop it in, screw it on the top, and then set it on either your the clicker for your jet boil. You could set it there if you wanted to, or on a pocket rocket, which we're going to talk about in a minute anyway, and then just boil that. And as that's boiling, the water will boil, the steam will come up through, go through all your filtered coffee, and then this is like a little volcano, and then all the coffee starts sputtering out the top of it and fills up in here. once that's filled, you can tell because it just all of a sudden stops. Then you're good to go. Pour that into your cup, metal cup, whatever you're using, but that's a really strong one. That's gleaming for, and that just can fit away inside the Bergen and just takes no space up whatsoever. That's good for if you're about to head far off on a recce patrol, or indeed some big massive offensive action, and you need to have that sort of concentrated push of coffee to get you going. That's a good one for it. Right, how do we get the water to get that nice and hot? Two different methods: jet boil, everyone should know, and the old traditional pocket rocket. Both pretty good. You can spend quite a bit in these now. Now I got this, was bought to me in 2013 or 14 by a section that I taught in the ITC Catterick. They bought me that as a gift from leaving, and that's still going to this day, and it's in really good condition. So that's a good testament of how robust jet boil are. Since then, I've been on flipping absolute countless exercises, career courses, two different operational deployments and all the rest of it, and that's still going strong. You've got the pocket rocket as well, which is slightly more sort of cheaper, and it's obviously smaller. That's all it is. It's just this, and then you just screw it to the top of your gas and you're good to go. And it comes in a little box and you just wrap it around so it's not clunking around in your webbing. But quite clearly the difference is with jet boiling, you've got this, you've got that, and then you've got the device as well to screw to your glass. So you can quite see it's a little bit bigger. But for me, when I take jet boil, it lives in the Bergen. It lives away in the Bergen, and I just maybe have this as a little bit of a backup. But that's like you can quite see the size difference there on the different kit and equipment you need. That can get you going quite quickly. The only problem is with this is the wind can come through, but I do genuinely use this quite a lot. The only difference is if you're making sort of something different. Obviously the jet boil comes with a big container itself. For this, it's not. I have got this little tub, metal sort of, but the problem is with this, sometimes when I'm cooking the water for a little bit, or you get sidetracked and you're doing something else, you come back, this whole item can get quite hot and burny. Jet boil has the protection around it, so you can grab it and not hurt your hand. But the only problem is with jet boil, what I've noticed is when these get going, which I feel like when it's down like this, you're on your gas and then they're burning away, and then it starts erupting like a volcano. It's like you're trying to get in here to get to the off button to turn it off while all the hot water's like jumping out. That's the only problem I have with jet boils. But both really good devices, and pretty much everyone who's serving will have either one of these. I'd probably say in 2024 everyone's carrying one of these. So you're thinking, what's the point in showing it? They have evolved over time, so if they are someone who's like me and they've had theirs for years and years and years, maybe a little update, you get a manure version, that kind of stuff. They might surprise me on Christmas Day and they go, oh yeah, happy days, and that's good to go. Okay, last but not least then, this is quite different now, this is going to catch everyone off guard I think, is this little bag here is a chair. So inside there, a bit of material, and I'll throw pictures up of me using it, and then you've got this like telescopic sort of poles which are all connected to each other, so they're not loose, and if you shook it long enough it'll fully extend by itself, and then you just put the material over the top of it and then you're good to go. Currently as it stands right now I am 90 kg. I have sat on this with my body armour on operations and all the rest of it, and this is still good to go. Genuinely, we got these because we were in the vehicles and we were going to Mali, and it was just going out there. The cav lot that right before us were saying that you definitely need one of these for it. But now I've started using it even in the conventional setting. So in harbour areas, this is more for more service personnel, under your poncho and all the rest of it. It's just better not to like be slouching on your kit, like your Bergen and your Daysack and all the rest of it. It's just good to actually have a nice seat to sit down on, specifically if you're away on exercise for like 14 days and stuff. Just to have like an actual seat is pretty good, and it packs away really small and just slides into your Bergen. Doesn't add any crazy extra weight, and if you do feel like this is going to carrying more weight, then just get into the gym. But genuinely, you don't notice it's there, it doesn't get in your way, and it does enhance the quality of life whenever you're away out in the field. Very different video there, over little different sort of bits of pieces of kit and equipment. There's loads of stuff out there with kit and equipment, but that's why I feel it's quite inexpensive stuff that you could just throw into your stocking and will definitely aid people who are serving and who are also indeed veterans, especially with after Christmas, the January comes and all your winter courses, all your winter exercises are just absolutely hideous. So all this kind of stuff I've talked about today keeps morale very high during places like Brecon and Otterburn and all the rest of it in them cold winter months. Thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you again on the next video. See you then.